I am very clear. My advice to every single person is to utilize the courts when wrongful allegations are made against you, the irresponsibility that goes on social media. And the only way to deal with it is that people have to take action.
That's President Ali. Ali made those statements while addressing the continuous allegations being made against him by the opposition leader Azruddin Mohammed. Days after President Ali advised the public to use the courts to get justice for false and defamatory allegations made against them on social media, it looks like that advice is taking hold. Now we're seeing Azruddin Mohammed getting dragged to court by Guysuco's chief executive officer over alleged defamatory statements Mohammed published on his social media. In this episode, we unpack the sudden wave of legal fire against Guyana's opposition leader Azruddin Mohammed, including a new multi-million-dollar lawsuit that could either slow him down or cause him to escalate what some describes as a toxic social media strategy. If you're joining us for the first time, I want to give you a warm welcome. And if you're a regular viewer, welcome back. I'm absolutely thrilled to have you on the podcast today. Let's get to it. In Guyana's high-stakes political arena, one man's Facebook posts are suddenly rewriting the rules of engagement. And I'm talking about the opposition leader, Azruddin Mohammed. He's a gold trading heir and the founder of the We Invest in Nationhood Party, WIN. Since coming to office following the September 2025 elections, Mohammed has built a brand on bold, unfiltered attacks against the government and anyone he sees as connected to it. In the past week, those attacks triggered a cascade of legal threats that looks less like isolated disputes and more like an emerging pattern. Let me break things down a little bit more. Around August 11, 2026, a post went up on T. Mohammed's Facebook page. That social media page is widely known as the official page of the We Invest in Nationhood Party, and that's where he posts a lot of the allegations made against the government or other individuals or officials. The post that went up around August 11, 2026, triggered a legal battle, and here's why. The post in question links Guysuco's chief executive officer, Paul Chang, to a construction company, Leheru's Construction Services, and said post suggested that Guysuco's CEO had benefited from government road contracts. Approximately 10 days later, Chang, the CEO of Guysuco, hit back hard with a high court defamation lawsuit in which he's seeking more than $10 million in damages. On top of that, the CEO is seeking an injunction to stop further posts and an order to scrub the existing ones. In other words, in the lawsuit, Guysuco's CEO is asking the court to have Mohammed remove all of the alleged defamatory statements, not only from his Facebook page, but from anywhere else those defamatory statements are published. According to the CEO's lawyers, the claims made by Mohammed are entirely false, untrue, and defamatory. They further clarify that their client, the CEO of Guysuco, does not own the construction company Leheru's Construction Services, and that the CEO never bid for or received any road contracts. The lawsuit paints Mohammed's statements as malicious and intended to damage the CEO's reputation. But it isn't an isolated case. Just days earlier, on or around August 17, President Irfan Ali's brother, Mohamed Akhtar Ali, and the Bangladesh-linked firm Sigma Engineering Limited Incorporated issued legal letters warning Mohammed. Mohammed accused the president's brother of involvement in more than $12 billion in contract awarded to Sigma Engineering by the Guyana Water Authority. Lawyers for Sigma Engineering demanded that Mohammed makes a full retraction of the allegations. They demanded a public apology and negotiated compensation, or face a high court claim for damages, aggravated and exemplary awards, and another injunction. The lawyers for Akhtar Ali, the president's brother, pretty much says what Mohammed said was completely false. Not only were Mohammed's statements false, they were defamatory, says the lawyers for Akhtar Ali. And guess how Mohammed responded? Mohamed outrightly refused to withdraw a single word, saying that as a member of parliament he has an oath to speak without fear or favor. So now we're talking about 3 separate legal actions, which are hanging over the head of the opposition leader, all stemming from the same Facebook page, all targeting Mohamed's allegations of cronyism, sweetheart contracts, and improper influence involving public officials and state entities. From the time he entered politics, and from the time he became the opposition leader, Mohamed has used social media as his primary political weapon. But he himself has been at the center of allegations on social media. Before entering parliament, Mohamed and his father successfully sued social media commentator Michael Rodriguez, more popularly known as Guyanese Critic. In addition to that, the judge imposed a permanent gag order after Rodriguez linked the Mohameds to criminal activities, including the unsolved murder of Ricardo Fagundes, also known as Paper Shorts. Mohamed himself once sued a police sergeant for $200 million, and that was also linked to the death of Ricardo Fagundes. However, that case was discontinued for some reason or the other. But now the scenario has flipped, with Mohamed being the one getting sued. The same social media platform that once protected his reputation is now generating lawsuits against him from figures close to the government and state companies. Mohamed frames every post as accountability and says he's exposing systemic corruption, and now the courts see something else. They're seeing what is being described as a deliberate strategy of public accusations that has the potential to destroy reputations long before any evidence is tested in court. When the opposition leader levels charges of massive contract favoritism against the president's brother and also against Sigma Engineering, the political temperature spikes. And when guysuco's CEO feels compelled to sue Mohamed, this signals that even technocrats are drawing the line. Secondly, let's talk about the weaponization of defamation law itself. Guyana courts have already shown that they will award large sums and injunctions when defamatory statements are made on social media. If guysuco's CEO lawsuit succeeds, or if Sigma Engineering and Akhtar Ali follow through with their lawsuits' threats, it could put not only Mohamed's Facebook strategy on ice, but also the wider culture of online political combat that has defined Guyana's recent elections. Conversely, if Mohamed wins, it could lead to more aggressive digital attacks on public officials. The third factor is the optics of power. Mohamed is under U.S. indictment and fighting extradition as I speak. Every new lawsuit from government-adjacent figures feeds his narrative of political persecution. Every refusal to retract reinforces his image as the uncompromising outsider. Meanwhile, the government side risks looking thin-skinned if the claims prove empty, or exposed if they contain uncomfortable truths. For now, the facts on the table are limited. One official lawsuit filed by Paul Chang. We also have 2 legal demand letters from Akhtar Ali and Sigma Engineering, which are met with public defiance by Azruddin Mohamed. Only the courts can decide the truth of the specific allegations. But the pattern is already visible. In the age of Facebook politics, a single video or post can mobilize supporters, damage careers, and result in multi-million-dollar lawsuits, all before the next news cycle. Whether this is accountability or recklessness on the part of the opposition leader, one thing is clear. Azruddin Mohamed's social media strategy has moved from the comment section into the High Court, and Guyana is watching to see who blinks first.